Joining me now, John Hardie, the director of Russia program in the Foundation for Defense of Democracies from Atlanta, USA. First of all, Mr. John, how are the Russians responding to this? Is this something that they can consider, actually?
Well, thanks for having me on the show. I think the news reporting about this idea presented it as something novel, whereas in reality, what was reportedly suggested is really the same idea that everyone, including in Ukraine, recognizes will be the reality, even if they don't say it publicly, which is that the occupied Ukrainian territories will remain under de facto Russian control. Whether you call it a West Bank style arrangement or what have you is less relevant. I think that is different than what Russia is demanding, which is that Ukraine actually cede additional territory that Russia has been unable to take by force as a condition for a ceasefire. And in the Russian demand, it would not just be de facto control, but internationally recognized de jure as Russian sovereign territory.
And the question is also how likely that the Ukrainians would actually consider this mechanism, let's call it.
So the Ukrainians have firmly rejected the Russian proposal, as have its European partners. The Ukrainians, I think, recognize they're not going to be able to retake all their territory. I think they're open to some sort of land swap deal, provided it's reciprocal and not kind of a Russian land grab. But I think in return for accepting de facto Russian control, not de jure, not an actual change of borders, the Ukrainians want security guarantees. So they know they're not going to be led to NATO, but they want some sort of firm commitment from the West that will help ensure their security.
And how do you see this playing out? Because Trump is now promising that he will meet with Putin, he will meet with Zelensky. They both probably, or maybe they will meet at some point as well. And apparently, no one's going to get all of their demands after all. So how are you seeing this playing out in the future? And how likely that this new Trump initiative for peace between Russia and Ukraine would actually succeed?
Well, I don't have very high expectations for this summit. I think so long as Putin clings to his maximalist demands, so long as he conditions a ceasefire on this land grab that Ukraine is never going to agree to, peace will remain elusive. And so part of President Trump's task in Alaska is to deliver that message and remind Putin he's on the clock to make real steps toward peace, or else face the consequences, economic, military, and really Trump needs to start trying to convince Putin that he needs to learn the word compromise if peace is going to happen.
Yes. All right, Mr. John Hardie, the director of the Russian program in the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. Thank you for being with us.